That's right, YouTube. We're doing more Fitz content today. We're just like borrowing Fitz for videos. I feel kind of bad, but that's how it's going. So, first match we have here up against Fitz is with the Baboon Monster Mash deck, which I'm going to show you the deck list after this match and kind of talk about it a little bit. But first, we've lost the RPS, which is not good, and we're going up against Fitz, who is playing his zombie deck. He plays Instant Fusion with Deep Sea Diva, I think, which is actually not a bad way to approach it. Whenever I looked at that Instant Fusion zombie deck, the top, I felt like there's no reason you couldn't just play this with Deep Sea Diva. So that's what's going on with Fitz. He's drawn a kind of monster heavy hand, but we have a really like I don't know, just like passive hand that doesn't really have. We didn't draw like a lot of our monster mash stuff. Like we don't have any witch, we don't have any galluses, we don't have any of our behemoths or our yellow baboons. We do have this green one, but I think in hindsight, including this in the list was kind of a mistake. I don't think it's particularly good in this deck. I guess you can proc it with like Black Rose and Rescue Cat, but I think just playing 3 yellow is kind of enough. As you can see here, I'm hand shuffling like a million times, so this is not like a replay bug. I actually hand shuffled that many times. And Fitz decides to go for, I think he goes for Dark End here. I think that's what happened. Yeah, he just darkens me. So I think for a while, I could just ram Rat. I probably should have rammed Rat and gone for Grand Mall here. Yeah, I think for like a million years on this turn too, and then I just set the Sangan. Okay, so he nukes my Sangan with the Dark End. So fortunately, I do get the search, and then he starts going off, summons a bunch of things. Luckily for me, we got Fader here, so we're kind of just fine. I think for a while about if there's a way I can address this without using the cat, because we draw the yellow baboon, and now he's doing it back. He's doing it. All right, we have the yellow baboon, so we could do some kind of like ram with rat, drop yellow baboon, get Granimal out of the deck, out like 2 things. Which maybe the issue is we got like 3. We kind of just need to out it all actually. And I could also commit our brain control here, but I decide like 1 card Black Rose is probably fine with the cat and the Battle Fader. So here I feel like I need to use this Fader. It's like weird because we don't have any tribute monster to use it with, so it's kind of just like going neg anyway. But I guess it protects the relevant cards in our hand. And then Fitz draws into Caius, which is nice. He has Return, which I think we just like scoop because, I mean, there's no winning that if the set card's Return for us. He can just kill us there like a million different ways. It's just a matter of finding the line. So game 2, we draw a much better hand. We have Cat and Behemoth, and we're going first with Hamster Caius. Like, there's just so much positive here for us. Obviously, we get the +1 with the Raikou, and then I think he just doesn't set anything. I think so. We just summon the Caius, attack, hit him with the Caius, and then he drops Tragodia, and we kill the Tragodia in main 2. So now he needs to find something. He just finds Reaper hit over, and I think he sets his back row, and then we top deck Heavy Storm. Yeah, that was pretty sacky, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty sacky. So on to game number 3, and game number 3, I think I draw the worst hand I've ever drawn in the entire existence of this deck, where we just draw double Airbellum with the cat, so now the cat is dead because we've hard drawn both our Airbellums, and then we also draw 2 yellow baboons that we can't really summon right now either because we don't have any Raikou Hamster or Giant Rat stuff, so I just feel like I need to set one of the Airbellums, and then we draw Raikou, which is great, as long as he doesn't have some kind of Caius Devo, which luckily for us he does not. So here we can hit a back row. We can drop a yellow baboon. Unfortunately, we hit a dead dust tornado. I think we didn't side in this match. I had a side built. I was just like too lazy to decide. I don't know. It was weird. But we go. So we draw a hamster, which is decent. He still doesn't have like the Caius or whatever to get rid of it. So we're feeling pretty decent. We could drop another yellow baboon, but I think we opt not to. I think we just go for Black Rose here, which is not even a fantastic trade, honestly. He can still just like go off here. I thought, yeah, he didn't have Reaper at least, so we don't have to Fader. But what do we do? We don't have Black Rose. I think I make a weird play. I go like Zeman the Ape King, but then the set is compulsory, so I don't know. I kind of just made this as a meme. I think the better play might have been to just crash and go for the yellow baboon, which I guess probably would have gotten compulsed anyway. But here we go, Rat. Not a bad draw. We can drop yellow baboon, and then we can get a Granimal, but I think we're pretty much dead. He is Dark Armed. I think Dark Arm just kills us because we put a 3rd Dark in graveyard. So we like almost played our way sort of in this third game, but yeah, just like not quite. I don't know. We were so on the back foot, going second with double Airbellum, Cat, double Baboon, Fade, whatever ridiculous opening worthless hand we had with the billion stars we played in this deck. We didn't find any, but yeah, we do end up taking the L in that one. So let's look at the deck list since I promised I was going to do that. So I think this card fully should come out. I'm kind of like rethinking this entire build right now. Uh, I've been playing it. I've been testing it a bit recently. It's just like not quite there. Like basically every other Monster Mash deck, except maybe the super secret Zeuxid montage dragon technology. Although even that one struggles with like Dyna and stuff. I think this one might be just like I might need to get more creative with this deck, like get more out there. This like triple Raikou, triple Hamster, triple Rat. It's like yeah, you got a lot of starters, but sometimes it feels too passive. So I don't really know, especially without back row. Like these kinds of cards are a lot better with back row, I think. And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I think there's something there in terms of like the Gallus Behemoth Yellow Baboon synergy, but I think this particular build definitely needs work or like needs to be sort of changed up a bit in the future. Unfortunately, because I don't feel like we're quite making it. I do have one more replay to show, which is not with his deck. It's with my Moja Cat deck, which is I'm not going to show this deck list because this deck list is kind of super secret technology at the moment. But I wanted to play against Fitz with a real deck. Well, it's Moja Cat, quote unquote, real deck. But yeah, whatever, it's fine. These were some weird games actually with this deck because I felt like it barely even felt like we were playing a cat deck. Honestly, it felt like we were just playing stuff because like our plays were just not happening. It was like these really weird, long, drawn out games with me drawing like all of my sort of slow cards and like grinding it out with Fitz. I don't know how to explain it. Plus, we kept milling our cat. We literally milled cat at double average. I think this is the worst possible mill in the entire deck. The worst three combinations of cards you could mill off a Raikou. Because it's just like cat, and also you can't put the cat back. So, really bad. But we just have the rat here still, I guess. He goes for Hod Des. We bottomless. Okay. Like I said, the back row supplementing like the hamsters and the giant rats, I think is a lot better because it means you have protection for these sort of slower starters to make sure they actually resolve. So he goes with the goblin zombie, but we shock him with the deep prison. No one expects me to be playing deep prison, but we do. Here, this kind of sucks because he has mind con. I think we do end up torrentialing at this point. And then, does he Mizuki him? I don't think he Mizuki's in main 2. We draw into a Raikou, then we get like Mizuki Kaiast. He has Typhoon too, which sucks because we lose our Brain Con. Maybe I should have just held it in the hand. I don't know. Because it's like if we draw a Spell Trap, it's kind of good that he used that, but no, we just draw into Monk, so now it's like, well, I guess I maybe should have held on to it, but then again, Cat isn't in our deck either, and it's not going to be, so I guess the Monk is just kind of useless. And yeah, now we just get killed. So rough game number 1. I don't know, we just had like a game-losingly bad mill with the cat double average. If we'd just gotten to draw the cat, man, that would have been really nice. We'd have gone into Arabella Mojo, we'd have summoned the king, everything would have been good, but 'twas not to be for us there, so unfortunate. Game number 2, we actually just, we don't solemn the Caius, we just think we can deprison. Then we flip up Raikou, summon the Arabellum, so we're doing stuff. We're ripping a card out of Fitz's hand, very nice. We rip the Plague, which is... Oh, it's laughably bad that we ripped the Plague there. We go for... I think I go for Android. I was thinking about going for Cataster, but I feel like there's not a lot of situations where that's actually going to matter in terms of me being able to hit over a Pyramid Turtle, get it face up or whatever. So here, we decide to hit over a Goblin, and then he drops Trag, so definitely scary. We can make Stardust with Judgment, though, and that feels pretty insulated, unless he has an insane hand, right, with, like, Brain, Caius, Dark Arm Dragon or something. Like, I don't really think he's playing through that. He does have Gale, which I decide I kind of need to solemn that. Otherwise, my Stardust is like guaranteed to get outed unless he plays around Mirror Force. So here we see an opportunity to crow that Plague Spreader, and I just decided to take it because like if you crow their Plague, they don't have a lot of like gas after that unless they draw a return. So now we hit over, we set. So we got Bottomless and Compulse and Deprison set. We're feeling pretty good. We do opt not to hit in. I feel like there's no benefit of hitting in at the moment. It's like either it's a Recruiter or we hit into Deprison, which would be even worse. Finally, we rip Avarice off the top, so that's really nice. We can put everything back to the deck. And then we can draw two. We draw into this green baboon, which, like I said, I actually do play this card in this deck because I don't play yellow in this deck. And there's a lot of ways you can proc this yourself if you really want to. So I think also you can obviously like mill it and stuff, and it's good. But I don't really agree with playing this in the other deck alongside the yellows. I think it's just like too many baboons, you know. Whereas in this deck you can see, well, I'm not playing yellows in this deck. I'll spoil it for you. I think at the end of the day, the conflict with Pot of Avarice is just like too bad. Anyway, Fitz just scoops when we dust shoot him there. We kind of just ride Stardust plus back row to victory, and he was out of gas with his Plague Banished and whatnot. So game number 3, this is going to be the test, and we open not a bad hand, you know. It's like we're going second, but we got a hamster and a pulling the rug to protect it here, which is going to come in clutch because we flip up the rug here. Now we go flip up the hamster, and yeah, again, these games feel weird because we're like never see cat somehow. I don't know. We play like Gold Sark, a Giant Rat, and Sangan, and whatnot, but we just never get to cat. Or just like grinding it out with our little weenies, and it just takes forever, man. It's so slow. And I mean, you're gonna see how slow these games were. So I decided to immediately compulsory here because I really don't want to get Caiused, you know. And I think it definitely turned out to be the right play. I guess you could argue maybe if you hold it and it's Diva, then it'd be better to compulse after he summons the Diva. But obviously, like, it's not really worth the risk. I don't think the payoff's not that great. So we do get our hamster Caiused. Okay, not great, but we can deep prison the dude. We attack with the hamster. We set this. All right, he sets 2. We end phase Typhoon. I think we hit the heavy. No, we hit the return, and then we Raikou kill the heavy on this turn. We get our hamster deep prisoned, which is just, you know, very funny. Very funny that is what's going on in this game. It's kind of like, I think we both like just ran out of juice in this game. We just like milled all our cards because he starts milling with Card Trooper, and then it's like Dark Arm Dragon is dead and Return is gone, and I think at some point the Plague gets banished. Yeah, I think we're gonna get to that point soon. Yeah, he mills Plague, then he attacks into Deep Prison. We draw Crow, and now it's like when he uses that Plague, it's gonna get crowed. So we go. Oh, this was a huge throw. I forgot the cat was milled. Obviously, I think the correct play would have just been to set the Summoner Monk here and pass. But instead we did that, so that was really dumb on my part. Very stupid oversight. Maybe we should have just like taken it back, you know, casual game rules or whatever. But whatever, we kind of committed to it. We draw more back row. I figure we got the Solemn set, so the Gores is probably not happening. We just set it all. We set Raikou. Here he stacks for Plague. We Crow the Plague, and then he Minecons. And I don't judgment this because I thought that this other card he had was Solemn, but actually it was compulsory. But maybe I should have Solemned anyway just to clear up my back row so I can drop this Gores or something. And then unfortunately we lose the Deep Prison too, which was like the one we needed to not die there. So we draw into Rug, which isn't good, obviously at this point. I think we choose to set it at a certain... I don't know why we didn't set it there, actually, because if you drew Caius, I guess we would just bottomless it. We mill King, though, which is really good, obviously. The cool thing about this deck is, like, you just, like, mill King and Green Baboon, and it's just, like, your big boys are always threatening to come out. So we got this Mole kind of trading at this moment, but, you know, we need a way to clear this and just go for game. And we're both kind of running out of gas here. There's, like, we're wondering who's going to deck out first. And it's going to be me because he hit it by Raikou and we milled 3. We milled the cat again, but we get a lucky break and we draw the Pot of Avarice. So we put everything back. Okay. We have another chance here, I think. We draw, and then I opt to just bounce with Grand Mole. I thought about going Moja into King, but we just decided to wait. Here, we bottomless, and then we Crow, so we just completely stop that turn. We draw into Arabellum, so best to hold off on summoning the Moja and just try to rip a card here. Unfortunately, we ripped the dead Dark Arm Dragon, which I had a feeling he had drawn because he checked his graveyard at a suspicious time earlier. We get Dust Shooted, but no matter what, he can't stop the King from coming down, so he just scoops it up because no matter what he top decks at that point, it's just going to be over with the Grand Mole that he knows about. So really, really odd games, honestly. I don't think we resolved Cat one time. But yeah, like I said, I'm not sharing the deck list for this one. You basically saw the whole thing anyway, but yeah, best not to make it easy for people, I guess, to discern the spice. Those were my matches against Fitz. I thought it would be cool to get out some high-level gameplay against a high-level... Well, I don't know if we could call match 1 high-level gameplay. That was me getting owned with Monster Mash, but it was against high-level gameplay. You know, it was Fitz on his iconic zombie deck destroying me. But we got our vengeance in game 2 with a really long game 3. What was this? How many turns? Someone tell me. This was like a 30-turn match or something ridiculous. I don't know. Games go too long sometimes, I guess. But yeah, as always, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments. I'll see you next time. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.